Okay, fall is coming closer and I really love fall, and I was just feeling in the fall mood, so I decided to make myself feel better that it's coming closer to draw something fall themed, and I decided to go back to one of my previous ideas, and it's the mushroom geckos. So we will be inspired today by mushrooms. So yeah, let's go. Hey guys, happy to have you here. This week I've been missing autumn a little bit, and it probably is because I've seen a lot of reels and TikToks and whatnot just showing fall related stuff, and I love fall, so I'm eating it up, and I think it's my favorite season. Everything just feels so much cozier. Tea times are extra special and warm, and I just love all the changing colors of the leaves. I could go on and on about why I love fall, but today we will talk a bit more about these gecko guys. So yeah, as you can see, we are drawing mushroom geckos, and I have drawn them before, and I also filmed the whole process. So if you want to check that out, you can. I think I filmed it like 5 or 6 months ago. I don't remember, but I will link it somewhere where it is a linkable. So we are now on the first guy. He's a little bit green since I found some green mushrooms. I basically have this stationery set, and it's mushroom themed. I think I got it in Scotland. I can't remember. I think so. But basically it looked really cute, and it has like flat cards, folded notes, envelopes, and stickers. But it just has like all the mushroom info you would want on the cards. So I got inspired by that, and there were some green mushrooms that I saw. I can't really tell you the names because I think they're in Latin or something like that. So I will not be pronouncing that, but basically we are inspired by a green mushroom right now. And I'm taking this word inspired very literally, I guess. We aren't really taking the mushroom part a lot. Last time I really focused on the mushroominess. This time I kinda went off of it a little bit. Basically you can still see that the belly part is like the mushroom caps underneath thing. Again, I am forgetting all the correct terms for mushrooms. So if you want some mushroom knowledge, I am not the best at this. So I will be saying some weird, funky words. I am kind of going similarly like I did before with the designs, but just not really focusing as much that I want them to be super shroomy. And you can see that I did some little changes. For this guy, the biggest change was that I wanted to include some other elements that aren't really mushrooms, and you can see he has a little wooden tail, and I drew it and I was thinking, like, what if his tail fell off and he's like a little crab who found a little broken stick part and just decided to have it as his tail. It's a little bit of a cute, sad story, but I thought it could be cute. And even though I like the idea, I'm not sure I executed the best way I could have. And I think I know why, because I wasn't really sure about the colors or how to approach them. I knew I wanted something green and wood tone-y, and you could have seen the first layer, it was way less saturated green, and even though I love this green that I put on top, I still think that there's something missing. At the end, I think I pulled it all together, but I was very, very worried for this piece. Not to say it's bad, but I think I'm missing some of the nice cohesiveness that I would have wanted. So we will definitely go back to this guy. I also decided this time that their limbs would be a bit more jelly-ish inspired, so they're a bit more see-through, or I was trying to go for that kind of look, but I can't really say I did that great of a job for his legs. I also had to go over twice because they were just too noisy. Since we have the tail that has the most detail, then I couldn't really have those sharp color contrasts in his legs. So I had to tone it down and make it a little bit softer, but still go the same way that I thought I should go about the legs. I also think the line art really pulled everything together, but I do think that the dark lines for the belly part are a little bit too dark, but I will try to tone it down with some markers soon, because I decided, you know what, since last time I did it fully with markers, I should use some markers here as well, just for the fun of it, because why not? And also I had the chance to just drizzle some other colors in his design, and I think it worked out pretty okay. Then we have the second gecko guy, and I think this one might be my favorite. He just has so much sassiness going on. He knows he's pretty and superior because he has little fairy wings, and I don't know, thinking about mushrooms and fall, I somehow went to this fairy idea, and I do want to draw something more fairy themed, but this is what I did to make my fairy ideas come true. So I just added cute little wings for this guy, and I also saw some pink mushrooms for the idea, so that's why he's pink, why not? I love how the colors turned out, and I did a little gradient from his tail to his head. And sometimes, if you look closer, the way I blend acrylic paints together is sometimes I have paint on the brush, but I try to make it be a bit dry, so that I kind of do this dry brushing technique and just go over very loosely to the parts where I want it to be a bit more blended, because I do love the brushstroke look, but sometimes I want it to be a bit more cohesive, and that's what I do to make it a bit more blended. But yeah, as I mentioned, I've had a little bit of an art block, and for me it's sometimes hard to notice it or to realize, just because art is my job and I do have to create a lot. So I have to push myself to create things, and so I don't often notice that, you know what, I'm going a bit slower than usual, or it's just not going as well as usual. But yeah, today as well was a bit of a rough time, because the start of these guys, well, basically, I think it took me 40 minutes to decide on what to do. Or when I finally decided, you know what, I wanna draw the previous, or get inspired from the previous mushroom geckos, I sat with this page open and I just could not draw anything. I had some ideas that were lingering in my head, but once the pencil hit the paper, it looked so bad. Nothing really worked. So the best thing for me in that scenario, I had to go away a little bit from the page. Even though I have to sit with it and still create, I needed to leave, gather my forces, my strengths, and the ideas, and just come back to it with feeling a little bit less frustrated. You can definitely relate with the frustration when you have just a blank page and you want to create, but nothing's working out, and it's the blank page is just staring at you, and I hate it. But yeah, so basically I've been feeling with a little bit of an art block, and I don't like it. Nobody likes it, but I just think that for me as well, it's a little bit of a pressure to find something new, or I think my brain wants something new as well, and I'm not really sure in what format. I think sometimes I wanna just film something else. I don't know why. Maybe it's such a routine that my brain wants something else, but it's so hard to pinpoint what change I want. And yeah, it's just so weird and stupid that brains do this. Anyway, I wonder what other fairy-like creatures we could make. I'm not sure. I was thinking at the start of this video, or not video, but when I was drawing and sketching these guys out, if I could just do fairy creatures, but I couldn't decide on what animals or what concept I could go about with this, because I do want a little dragonfly wing kind of creature, so I would love to know your thoughts. What should I do? Also, if I sound weird in this video, or not sound, but I just don't make any sense at all, it's just because my brain is a little bit going crazy, basically, because tomorrow, well, I guess not tomorrow for this video, but I will have to go and get my wisdom teeth out, and I really don't want to do that. So I'm just stressing out about the wisdom teeth removal part. So today my brain is just a big slush. So this is why this video is just about me painting geckos, and that's it. I can't really have a bit of a deeper topic because I am a little stress ball right now, and I technically could have other topics and I would love to yap, but sometimes I'm worried that you guys aren't really here for my yapping sessions, and not that that's something bad. I love to have you here, but you know, sometimes I want to talk about other things than art. As weird as that seems, I can't really explain. But it's sometimes hard to talk about my art because it's so in my brain that to get it out from my brain is a bit difficult, because I feel like I'm not the best with words, in a sense where I talk and it makes sense. I love to write, and then I think I phrase things better, but sometimes I just don't want to go through scripts because then I feel like I'm not fully authentic to you guys. And this whole YouTube thing was me trying to be more authentic, since when I started my whole art journey, it was on Instagram, and at some point it got a bit fake, not in a bad way, but it just, I don't know, it had to be so perfect, so curated, so picture perfect. And yeah, I got a little stressed out from doing all that here, if I start doing too much of being not authentic and not being me, I feel like I will lose myself entirely. Anyways, we have moved on to the last gecko, and I'm not gonna lie, at the start he looks very banana-like, and it was not my intention, but I guess that's you can just tell he looks banana-like. And honestly, I would love if he was a little banana gecko, but that was not the point of today, and he's just a little yellow mushroom gecko. But since some mushrooms have frills on their stems, I decided to give him a little frill thing on his neck, and then it got me thinking about clowns and jesters, so I just started adding this pink color and then a blue color to kind of just merge this mushroom clown concept together. So that's where we're at, and I really love the colors. I really think I went and just plattered it very nicely compared to the first one where I had no ideas of how to approach. I think this last one finally got me a bit loose to finally just, explore and not worry about making mistakes, and just, I love colors and just fill it with all kinds of colors. And I also decided to go for a little bit more of a colorful line art. So in the end, he has all kinds of colors in his line art as well. I kind of did that with the second one, but here I do it more. For the first one, I didn't do that as much. I don't think so, at least. Can't really say I did. It's more of the bluish, darkish, greenish kind of line art. But then I decided, you know what, we're gonna experiment. Why not? And I started going first with this orangey kind of color, and then I started to go darker from there, just so we have a little bit of a contrast. I'm definitely gonna come back and make more mushroom geckos. I need like an army of mushroom geckos now, but I think I will go with the fairy wings next time, and also maybe try to think of a different concept about the mushroominess that we have. And I still really love this last guy, so I might do something with the frills as well. Maybe if I draw some, they won't be on YouTube but on Patreon. I could even do a little bit of a fall themed for, I guess, August, and then you would receive it for September, and have little gecko guys for fall. I don't know, that's just something that popped in my head right now because I'm on the mushroom gecko drawing role, but sadly we are nearing the Karo voiceover time, so my yapping will stop soon. I promise I will be more put together next time, or maybe not actually. Maybe the next one will be an ASMR, depending on how well my recovery is going for my wisdom teeth removal. But I promise next time it won't be so hectic. But I really hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed my yapping, and if you're still here, comment banana because this guy looks like a banana. Okay, voiceover Karo is out. Bye! Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know which one of these three is your favorite. I think mine is the little fairy guy. And yeah, hopefully I will see you next time. Bye!
Like I was there, and whisper softly in your ear that everything is gonna be alright.